Good morning. I'm Marilee Rosine Beasley. I live in Jersey Village, Texas. I've lived in this community for 40 years. I've been a Republican for 53 years. And I want to tell you why I'm voting for Trump. I'm not just voting for Trump. I'm voting for a way of life that I believe in. I've been a Republican for 53 years. I probably actually am more of a libertarian sometimes. I think the founding fathers were probably libertarians. I consider myself a patriot. I consider Trump a patriot for putting up with everything that's been going on. I see Trump as a patriot, not a politician. He seems to be kind of making his own rules. So just to let you know about Trump and what I think, I believe that if you vote for a Democrat, you will be voting for Joe Biden, who appears to have dementia to me. You will be voting for Kamala Harris, who I believe has made statements that indicate she wants to come after the guns. I am not originally from Texas. I do understand about this concept, about the guns. The guns that the right to bear arms that's talked about is not about hunting for dinner. Now, we do have a tradition of a long time ago of the right to bear arms because that is the way that a country gets taken over. And if people believe in freedom and the freedom of speech and the freedom of democracy and the right to bear arms and things about the rights of the unborn, if you believe in those kinds of things, please do your own research on Trump. Look at all the candidates and decide which one is the closest to your value system. I believe that not all candidates are perfect. I will vote for Trump because he is the candidate who is stepping up to the plate, and he is doing everything he can to take care of the rest of us. And I believe that the Hillary and the Bill Clinton machinery is very strong. I believe that there are others behind them with a lot of money. George Soros, and he's not even a citizen of the United States of America as far as I know. I believe that he's been funding a lot of this. I ran for public office in my community, so I know how difficult it is. I'm a grandmother. Trump is a grandfather. He could be staying home playing with his grandchildren, writing, doing things, writing books perhaps. I could be doing that too. I'm spending all of my extra time doing what I can do to help Trump and other candidates who I believe in who live in Harris County. I want to introduce you to some of them. This is Chris Daniel. I didn't even know until just a few days ago that Chris Daniel actually grew up in Jersey Village. His family's house flooded several times and they moved nearby. And I believe he's even an Eagle Scout. He's a mechanical engineer and an attorney. And he has 2 young children. So please research Chris Daniel, and if you think what he stands for makes sense, please consider voting for Chris Daniel. All right, now, Fred, I have been acquainted with him for several years. I have always thought that Fred made sense. So please consider researching Fred, and if he makes sense to you, please consider voting for him. There are others. They're called they're the A-team candidates. There's several of them: Linda Garcia, Bruce Bain, Fred, and also Aaron Lunsford and Michael Landrum. I have recently met Bruce Bain through Facebook, and we've had many conversations that way. I met his wife last week, and I really like what Bruce Bain stands for. Linda Garcia ran for judge 2 years ago, and I really, really like what she stands for. Aaron Lunsford, I do not know. I do believe that she stands for what the rest of us stand for. Michael Landrum, I don't know very well at all, but I have seen him at different functions over the years. So I want to just encourage you to research every candidate, whatever office they're running for. Please do that. Now, another thing I would like to encourage everybody to do when you find candidates who you believe share your values, then when you have the ballot, it's very long in Harris County. Go to the bottom and then go up the top. Near the bottom of the ballot is Mary Nan Huffman. She is running for Harris County DA. I understand that she has 2 little boys, and she wants all of Harris County to be safe for her children and everybody else. So please consider researching Mary Nan and going ahead and looking at the bottom of the ballot and coming up. Also, John Cornyn. I've never met him. Ted Cruz did live in Jersey Village. I've met him before. I'm sorry, Ted Cruz lived in Jersey Village he was in high school. I am very active in the Harris County Republican Party, so I actually have met many of these people. Also, Dan Patrick was a very active member of the group that I belong to now, Cherry Tree Republican. I've seen him several times. I finally met him last December. Anyway, please research John Cornyn and see if what he believes in makes sense to you. And so I just want to encourage everybody to do their own research. Please do not let somebody else think for you. I'm glad that we no longer have straight ticket voting, where people could just come in and pull the R lever or the D lever. 2 years ago, there were 2 candidates that I was not willing to vote for. So what I did, and there were a couple of others that I was concerned about, what I did is I went in, I pulled the R lever, and then undid the ones that I wasn't going to vote for. I didn't vote for any Democrat. And it's just important to always think for yourself. Now, in this election, there may be a person or 2 that I won't be able to vote for. And please don't let anybody tell you that you cannot vote for so-and-so or you must vote for so-and-so. Everybody has the right to vote for the candidate that makes the most sense for them. Now, if you see a race that you have not researched the candidate and you're not sure, maybe that would be a race that you just don't vote for anybody. I have a sister who is a Democrat. She lived in Louisiana for many, many years. And there's a lot of Democrats in Louisiana. My mother-in-law was a Democrat. I really thought she was thinking more like a Republican, but she'd been a lifelong Democrat, been a precinct chair, so she was never going to change her registration. But who knows, if she were alive today, maybe she would. The principles that are the Democrat Party are not similar to my principles. The principles of the Republican Party are very close to mine. The right to free speech, personal responsibility, just things like that. I care about those things. So please, please do your own research and make sure that you vote in person, because there's a lot of mail-in ballot fraud. I found it in my community. I believe I found it in Harris County race recently. I'm noticing now that there's postal workers that are throwing mail-in ballots away. So go vote in person. If you get a mail-in ballot in the mail, you can take it with you to your election poll, and you can say, I prefer to vote in person. I understand that some people have never even applied for mail-in ballots and they're coming to them in the mail. So just do your own research. Don't let anybody think for you, and go in person to vote, and encourage your friends and neighbors to do their own research. Maybe they can go with you. This is an important activity that citizens need to do for their country. It also happens that if you want to vote in this upcoming election, you need to be registered about October 3rd or 4th. So please, if you look at one of my websites, patriotspoliticalgroup.org, you will see information about where to go, register to vote, how to register. It's very simple. Please do not let this time get away. Research the candidates. Anyway, I hope that these tips will be helpful so that you can more easily navigate voting. Thank you, and have a blessed day.